Let me now bring in psychotherapist Dr. Robi Ludwig, host of the new YouTube series that launches tomorrow called The Pivot with Dr. Robi Ludwig. Doctor, thanks for hopping on. You know, I've been talking to so many of my mom friends, my parent friends over the weekend about this, and it's haunting. I mean, it's hell for these families. As one of these parents who has just lost a child, how do you even get out of bed in the morning and begin to process this kind of grief?
Oh, it's just completely overwhelming. And what I would suggest is to any parent who is suffering this unimaginable loss is to be with the grief and acknowledge the grief and to find support systems either through family or friends or community. And it's really one day at a time, this kind of awful loss, because we know that the loss, we never refill this void. We just learn to live with it. And so it's a process, and for them to have patience with themselves, but definitely support is key in terms of moving through these difficult times.
What about having that conversation with our children? You know, kids who just lost friends in this, and not only that, but kids who also still have summer camps on the horizon that they've been looking forward to, and now they have fear over going to camp and leaving mom and dad. How do you begin to kind of navigate that conversation?
The first thing to do as a parent is to ask your child what they understand about the event and what they know. And then you can address what some of their concerns and fears are. And the most important thing for a parent is to manage their own emotional regulation. So when they're talking to a child, the child will feed off the parent. And if you can talk to them with a sense of calm, you can certainly admit that you're feeling sad and devastated. But that helps the child guide through their emotions and express their emotions in a safe way. But they want to know that they're safe. And that's very hard for parents to offer in this world with so much is unknown. But that is the key. Let them know they're safe and that we're learning from this situation. And this is an unusual event.
And the other thing I've been wondering with children in this conversation is, do you wait for them to ask you about the event with it being, so tragic? Or do you have that conversation with them before they hear something else at school? What's appropriate there and what's not if they're not bringing it up themselves?
Well, I think a parent should ask, what have you heard in the news lately about the floods? And see what they know first. And then you can take it where they are at. If they say, well, I heard something about the floods, but I'm not exactly sure what it all means, then you can go through in an honest and matter-of-fact way. You share what happened, but you spare the gory details. But I think it's good for a parent to have that conversation, because you don't want kids to hear scary stories from other kids or from social media. You want to get in there and be able to guide your child in what actually happened and validate their emotions.
Yeah, it's also hard to find the words, when you're talking to other friends who have a loved one who has been lost or is missing. Words aren't sufficing right now. So thanks for helping us walk through this. Dr. Robi Ludwig, thank you so much for your time, ma'am. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.